Hey everybody, I'm Keith Ford.
And I'm Rich Morovitz.
And we're here to Sig you up. That's right, folks. We're coming down with a serious case of the Signess today with the man himself, Mr. Rich Morovitz. We're going to be covering the Sig 320s, the whole series of those. What's going on with the 320, the new military M17 contract pistol right here, the rifles, this little beauty right here, the
Rattler.
yeah, Rattler.
Okay.
I lost my
That's
mind. But most important, the P365.
Yeah.
So
we're going to start it off with 320. So
Yes,
as he said, my name's Rich Morovitz. I'm from Sig Sauer. I'm from the government. I'm here to help. I'm from the land of corporate of New Hampshire. Live free or die, Wolverines. I'm here to talk about 365, 320. We're going to start with 320 today. We're here to answer any questions that you guys might have about 320 and also just go over where we are, where we stand with the voluntary upgrade program. Let's address the elephant in the room right away. The voluntary upgrade program is going extremely well. For those that have already have sent their 320s in for the voluntary upgrade, you'll notice we told you 6 weeks and we're turning it around in less than 3. In some cases even shorter, sometimes it's less than a week turnaround. So how we did that was, we identified the problem, we figured out the problem and identified it. We have a fix for it. It is not an upgrade. And it is, I'm sorry, it's not, it is an upgrade. It is an upgrade. It's not a recall. I hate the R word. A recall, let me define stuff for you.
Okay.
A voluntary upgrade means we've identified a problem and we want to fix it for you for free at great cost to us. A recall means that there's immediate danger of safety to the shooter and has to come in right away. That's what a recall is. We didn't have a recall. We had a volunteer upgrade. You can or cannot. You don't have to send your 320 in. If you did, awesome. You get a low mass trigger and a disconnect safety installed in it. Gun comes in, it's a really cool system. We've got it dialed in pretty well now. Gun comes in, we have a team that clears it. They go to the range, clear it. One guy takes it apart, hands it to the next person at a CNC machine. We have a litany of CNC machines. Our leads that are doing this have no less than 5 years experience that are running this, that have run this team. And it's a specialized team that's all they're doing is 320 upgrades. They come in, disassemble, goes on the CNC machine. We make the cuts in the slide, it gets reassembled, goes to the range, gets test fired, gets shipped back to you. It's that simple. And it's free. It costs you nothing. It costs us a lot, but it costs you nothing. So, and we're doing that because, obviously there was a problem. We don't really suggest people throwing their guns from trebuchets or climbing up on ladders and dropping loaded guns at 10, 12 feet, 8 feet. You need 7 feet for a 6 feet drop. But there's a reason we have standardized testing in the industry, is because of this reason. Standardized testing makes everybody work on the same level playing field, and we passed every single standardized testing with 320 and continue to do so, and still have the military contract for the M17, Department of Homeland Security. They're carrying a variant of the X-Carry, so we are still winning contracts and we're still crushing it. So 320 is just doing really, really well. We can show you the differences as well, what the difference looks like from an upgraded 320 to a non-upgraded 320. So I'm going to allow me to stand real quick. So you can see here, I'm going to zoom in. You can see right on the slide here, this is your disconnect cut here on the upgraded 320 and a non-disconnect cut here. So, and you can see on the triggers, you have a low mass trigger. So this trigger here is thinner and is essentially just a low mass trigger. What was happening was when the gun was being dropped at that odd angle, it was the actual weight of the trigger that was actuating the firearm. So we did a low mass trigger, fixed some stuff on the internal, incorporated a disconnect safety that had nothing to do with the upgrade process whatsoever. It's just now an added safety feature benefit that we included into the 320. These are all things that we were going to roll into the 320 because of the M17 contract, that were going to be inline changes, but we just, obviously we had to act because of the videos that came out, and we took action right away. So you have a low mass trigger, and when I disassemble this gun, and you'll notice I still don't need to pull the trigger to take this firearm apart. Rotate my takedown lever down, and you can see the disconnect safety cut on the slide here, and you can also see how it works, how this pops up, this tab pops up for the disconnect safety. So when the gun is out of battery, when the gun does come out of battery, it cannot fire. That's what disconnect safety does. So those are some of the upgrades, and we're still going strong on those, turning them around pretty quickly, and 320 is still doing extremely well. Very popular gun for us. Do we have any questions on that, on the 320 upgrade program so far?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Folks, if you've got any questions about the
By the
320,
way, yeah, if you got
anything,
any questions,
yeah.
we're here to answer. This is a Q&A session, so please, by all means, fire away. But we'll show you the modularity is still there, whether it's been upgraded or not. And I'm going to show you with an X5. So this is a 320 X5. This is a competition gun. I call this the Max Michel Special because this is what it reminds me of. Like I feel like I have a little bit of Max in me, no pun intended, Max, when I play with this. But it's still modular, even though this is a race gun. I'm going to disassemble this and turn into a subcompact very simply, just by removing the slide, takedown lever out. This is your fire control unit. This is the serialized part. The serial numbers here, country of origin is on the inside here. You can't really see it, but it says Sig Sauer Inc., New Hampshire, Newington, New Hampshire. But this is your gun. This is the gun in the eyes of the ATF. And what's really cool about this, because this is Brownells, I want to show you guys this because I think you guys will appreciate this. You can see all the metal on metal friction moving parts on the 320 when you take the fire control unit out. And I could see all my metal on metal parts, so I know I can clean and lubricate at a depot level without being an armorer. Now, what that affords me is if I get some metal polish from the fine folks at Brownells, some flints, I can basically give myself a trigger job within a few hundred rounds. So if you're going to a range session, you know you're going to pound through 500 to 800 rounds or so, throw a little metal polish in behind those metal on metal contact friction points and see how much slicker that trigger slicks up. And it's a testament too about the trigger. Speaking of the trigger's phenomenal out of the box on this. And if you notice, we've been out on the market for over 3.5 years now with the 320, and there's no real trigger upgrade kits. There's one from Apex, and by the way, that voids your warranty. The flat triggers that we offer break at 90 degrees, and but besides that, they have a reduced mass pull. But other than that, you don't need to buy a $200–300 trigger pack as soon as you buy the gun on a 320. You don't need to dump a couple $100s into the trigger. You don't need to dump money into the sights. Right out of the box on the X5, you get target adjustable sights, fiber optic front, and a removable sight plate to have a Romeo 1 installed on there. On a standard compact 320 like I just showed you, you get 2 metal magazines, metal night sights as well, and an awesome trigger out of the box. You know, so you have a nice short tactile reset and a crisp press. So you've got a lot right out of the box, and you still retain all the modularity, be it an X5 or if it's a subcompact. And I'm going to take an X5 and turn it into a subcompact. So here's my subcompact. Here's my subcompact grip module. Put that in, throw my takedown lever in, and I'm going to turn it into an RX. RX is not a prescription. I kind of need it because I wear glasses, and if you do, this is great for you because no matter what type of shooter you are with a red dot, you just put the dot where you want the shot, just like with an AR. Just like with an AR many moons ago, as you'll know, if you had a red dot on your rifle, you were like, what is that? Now if you just run iron sights, what are you doing?
You gotta have a red dot.
You gotta have a red dot. So we're the first company to have a red dot installed on the pistol from the factory, so it's one company to deal with. It's a lifetime warranty on the housing and 5-year warranty on the electronics, and it's one company to call if something does go wrong. Yep. So, and we pride ourselves on our customer service. It's a service after the sales. Yes, we do, and it's a service after the sale that counts, and it just just wanted to show you guys and gals watching today that the modularity is still there. Whether you buy an X5 or subcompact 320, you can still turn it into a myriad, over 300 different combinations, colors, grip modules. We are selling the X grip frame now. We will be selling this X grip frame. We'll have the available magwell as well. There's also a tungsten counterweight in here. And because this is Brownells, one of the cool things we have that we're selling this year is this little guy. It's an X grip frame in the white, so you can dip this and dye, Cerakote it, or Stormtrooper it, whatever you want to do to it. You can get real froggy with this and come up with some cool stuff. But because the serialized portion of the gun is not this, if you mess it up, it's just to get it back to OEM spec, the subcompact frame is $42 MSRP. So I mean, it's really cheap. And so if you want to stipple it or whatever you want to do to it, put some tape on it, or just have some fun with it. You know, I have a rain gun, I have a concealed carry gun where I have a slick side on one side for deep conceal. You know, so you really can play around with 320. It really is. You know, Barbie for men. Everything
right there. And what about the X-Carry 320?
The X-Carry? Sure. Show me that real quick. This gun is fantastic. This little guy here, X-Carry. your X carry. This is an X carry actually. The next one is. Sorry.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah, there's your X carry. Keep talking. Okay. Well, Mike, sorry. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. I had a nip slip. Sorry. At least it's not Janet Jackson, okay? X carry. The X carry basically is the full-size X frame chopped down, and you still get the features and benefits of that 90-degree brake on the trigger, but you also get some lightning cuts on the top, and you have a removable sight plate, so you can install that Romeo 1 that you showed me that we have here. You can install the Romeo 1 on this on the sight plate right here. This is removable. Very simple to remove. It's not armor level, so any user can do that. Real simple to do, and it's ready to go right out of the box. And this is one of our top requested guns right now for concealed carry. And if you're looking for a great holster, you guys got some great holsters at brownells.com.
Cool. We've got a question. Carlos asks, is the P320 drop safe?
Yes, the P320 is drop safe. I'll say it again. You can drop your 320. I don't recommend it. I try not to drop loaded guns whenever possible. But yes, the 320 is drop safe. We've passed every spec, every test we've ever been a part of. We've passed all the SAMI tests, every test we've ever been a part of that's part of the industry. Before you can release a gun to the public, it has to pass the NIJ certification tests and SAMI spec tests, and we've passed every single one of those with flying colors.
Sweet. Got another one. John, do you know when the small P320C grip modules will be back in stock on SIG's website?
Well, we're talking about Brownells right now, so you might want to check Brownells' website. They might have
Check
them.
us out.
Before
Hit
we
us
go
up.
there, check Brownells out.
That's right. All right, let's see.
Let's talk about the M17.
M17, absolutely.
So this is what the military version looks like, and if someone's picking up on this, like, it doesn't look right, it's out of battery, it's because it's called pretension, and those that are gunsmiths that are watching know that pretension is very good on a firearm. And how you test for pretension should fall under the weight of its own slide, and it did. Knock it slightly out of battery, it's got some pretension in it, but we're not going to get into the
Get down and dirty.
Yeah, down and dirty on pretension.
We're not going down that rabbit hole today.
Yeah, we will. We'll have black hole Sundays with Sig. You know, we'll do black hole Sundays with Sig, but where we can go as far down the rabbit hole as you want. But the M17, some of the things you'll notice right away is the color scheme. This is spec'd out by the Army. We have a loaded chamber indicator on here that's different. We have the removable sight plate as well, and the sight plate is removable, and the Army spec'd it out for a Delta Point Pro. In case people are wondering, it's for a Delta Point Pro. The civilian version will be cut for a Romeo 1 and Delta Point Pro, I believe, so we'll have some options for you. They spec'd out the FDE grip mod. You have a manual safety on here, and not like a 1911 out there, you can rack the slide while the safety is engaged. Sorry for hitting my microphone there. You can rack the slide, the safety engaged. You have forward and rear cocking serrations, true 1913 Picatinny rail, and it is still modular. So the guys and gals in the field out there can still take this gun apart and clean it very simply and easily. And this is what we're shipping currently to 101st Airborne, and that's our first guys
Fort
getting
Campbell,
it.
yeah.
Yep, Fort Campbell, yep. And there's some proprietary stuff on the inside, and I know we wanted to address what the civilians are going to be getting. So the civilian variants of this will look almost identical to this. Some of the things the civilian world does not need is this torque screw here to remove the extractor so you can remove your sight plate. That's something that will just be a punch, just like on a standard 320, so you can install a Romeo 1 or a Delta Point Pro, whatever optic you'd like to put on there. You'll be able to do that. But we'll also have a non-manual safety model, manual safety model, and as far as the commemorative version goes, there will be a commemorative M17 version, and all the specs and details for that will come out around NRA time.
Cool. So that's NRA. We had a question when those would be available. So.
About NRA time. Yeah, good time.
Cool. So look forward to that then. Let's see. Matthew wants to know, do any of the frames come with a smooth dust cover, or are we stuck with a rail on every iteration?
You do have a rail on every iteration except for subcompact. This subcompact happens to have a rail on it, but most other subcompacts don't have a rail, but that's the glory of the 320. You can grind it down. Get a belt sander. Dremel is our #1 customer service provider, so feel free. But a belt sander, if you really didn't want a rail, you could do that. It's a 320. It's a grip mod, so it's $40. You can These ones are $42 MSRP, so you can grind this down. There's plenty of meat on there if you wanted to cut it down or get rid of that rail section if you did not like it. And speaking of grip mods, let's talk about one of the cool things we have that our Electro-Optics division came out with, which is our Lima 5 grip mod, available in red and green laser. This one's a red version. This is clear to show you how the electronics work throughout it. Really get a cool visualization on how the electronics work on it. Here's what it looks like in the finish, and here's what it looks like clear, so you can see how it works. No clear is not available. Let's just get that out of the way.
Don't try to shoot it.
You can't buy a clear. And if you do see one with a clear, don't ever shoot it because they're not reinforced polymer like these are. This is very, very bendable and breakable if you were to fire this. But it's one of the cool additions to the 320 aspect is incorporating the laser into the design for a grip module shell. And here's what it looks like finished product in green. And these are available on Brownell's website and Sig Sauer's website as well. And these are just a grip module, ship right to your house as an accessory. Pretty cool.
And what different size frames are they in?
Right now it's just compact mediums.
Compact medium?
Yeah, just compact mediums right now.
Because I know we'll have a lot of folks ask, well, can you get subcompact? Can you get superset large?
No, well, we want to see how it takes off first in the compact medium. Also, a lot of people have been asking, so I'm going to address it now since I'm here. These all come in a medium. We will have a small by the end of the year as well for the X Carry grip mods. That's been a common question for us. I want to make sure everybody knows that as well.
Cool. And let's see, what else have we got? 320. Looks like we're rolling along good right here.
Yeah,
so
320 is, I mean, we're cranking them out for the lefties out there as well. Paper clip is all you need to swap this out to a left-handed mag release. So this gun truly is ambi. We were one of the only ones out there as well with an ambidextrous slide catch lever. And let's talk about disassembly and reassembly. That came up at dinner last night. So disassembly and reassembly of a 320. I didn't know this was a thing. It's a thing. So we're going to talk about it. So if we have a magazine in, and because it's a 320, I can drop a 21-round mag in a subcompact, which gives me a little bit more purchase on there. The slide has to be locked to the rear. The magazine has to be out. Rotate your takedown lever down, take the slide off. Now reassembly, I didn't know this was a problem, but reassembly, insert your slide back on. I'm going to do it on the other side so you can see. Lock it to the rear, engage your slide catch lever first, then put your takedown lever up, and you'll have trigger press, no problem after that.
Yep. If you don't do that, you have a dead trigger, so you're just sitting there.
Take this off and do it the wrong way. Whoops, that's really wrong. And you go just enough to get the takedown lever back in. You have a dead trigger. You have a really dead trigger now. So you have to lock that slide to the rear and engage slide catch lever for it to be properly disassembled and reassembled.
And if you have any questions, the main thing is read your owner's manual on your firearm whenever you get it. That's the most important thing you can do.
Absolutely.
And any problems, call Brownells, call Sig Sauer. We've got techs here. Everybody's there. I mean,
absolutely.
All right, let's see here. Can I see the FDE one in the center of the table, please, again?
Sure.
M17.
That's the M17. Here, I'll prop it up for you so you can really get a nice look at it. Yep. That way I can take a drink of water off camera.
All right, and let's see here.
All right, moving on.
About covered those. And we're fixing to go over here. Let's hit the rifles now.
Let's talk rifles, guys and gals. So we're going to talk rifles, Virtus, MCX Virtus. This is the Gen 2, if you will, MCX. If you're not familiar with the MCX, it's really hard for me to do this sitting down, I'm not going to lie. So we're
just get them out. We're too tall to be sitting there.
We're too tall, we're doing this live, we're winging it, we're going good. So now we're standing, now I feel comfortable. Look, I feel energized. Yeah. You feeling good?
Let's rock and roll.
Great. Let's do this. All right, MCX. So Virtus, the MCX, let me just talk about MCX first. The MCX was derived from a SOCOM contract. It was given to all manufacturers. They said, we want something that's as quiet or quieter than an MP5 SD in a centerfire caliber rifle, good luck. And it has to be as short or shorter than MP5 SD and as quiet or quieter. And that's all really what we got. So we came up with a modular system that was 300 blackout and 5.56 that we submitted to SOCOM for the LVAW contract. You can Google it, LVAW. And we had to submit 10 weapon system with our silencer, our 6 3/4 inch 300 blackout system, and we had to do 100,000 rounds on 10 guns times 10. without a menial stoppage due to the weapons, without a menial stoppage of failure due to the weapon system. It had to be ammunition related or something else. We passed. That's 1 million rounds for those that are not good at math like me. That's 1 million rounds. That's independently tested. That was not done by us. That was independently tested, paid for by our tax dollars at work for our SOCOM contract. And we secured it and we won. It's one of those things that we can just kind of touch upon, but really can't get too in depth on who it went to. But you guys can figure it out. It's called Google. But that was what derived the MCX and what made us get to where we are today with the MCX Virtus, or Gen 2, we call it the Virtus. It still has all the cool properties. For all those that are watching out there in Brownell's land that have ever changed a handguard, don't blink, you'll miss it. This is really hard to change a handguard in an MCX.
Stand back.
Stand back, right? I mean, it's literally you take your front pin out with a punch and slide your handguard off. That's how you change handguards. We have a DMR length handguard, we have a carbine length and a PDW length handguard, and we also offer it in a wide configuration so you can fit a suppressor attached underneath it for our short barrel variants out there. All of our barrels are made hammer forged in-house. I'll say that again, they're all hammer forged in-house made barrels. We have a 2-position gas system for more or less gas, basically suppressed and unsuppressed when you're running subsonic. And here's the really cool part. These 2 torque screws here that you can see, this is how you swap barrels out. So all you need is a T27 torque wrench. And for those that are watching, please don't crucify me for loosening up with a torque wrench. I'm sorry, this is the only one I had. But you loosen the screws up here, you slide your barrel out, you put your barrel back in. There's no head spacing requires. It's auto indexing. And all you do is, you see there's a 1, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a 1 and a 2. So guess which one you tighten first?
Number 1?
Yeah, that would be right.
Holy
What's next?
Cow. Number 2.
I know, and it's
Sweet.
the 65 inch-pounds. So you go to number 1, you go to number 1 first, click, and then number 2 until it clicks, and then back to 1, and then you're done. That's how you change a barrel, and you're back in the fight. And you could change to 5.56 or 300 blackout. 300 blackout, we have 6 3/4 inch, 9 inch, and 16 inch. And in 5.56, we've got 11.5 inch and 16 inch variants for barrel lengths. We offer it in pistols with SP tactical braces, but it's also a 1913 interface, and they fold. So you can change this out to a different brace.
Yeah,
There's
I've seen
lots
the extendable.
of braces. You guys carry SP tactical stuff.
Like this one right here.
Like this particular brace here, you can put on as well. It's a 1913 interface. So anything with a 1913 interface will work. And to deploy, just pop it out and you're back in the fight. Let's talk about the innards a little bit here on the MCX. So what makes this unique is how can you fold that? Where's your buffer tube? There's a buffer tube on here. How did I do that? Can I disassemble it?
It's Sig magic.
It's Sig-tastic magic. Can you actually disassemble the gun with the buffer tube folded too? That'd be really hard to do, wouldn't it? Not with the MCX Virtus. And this is your recoil mitigation system here. Let's talk about charging handle. Put this to the side. So charging handle, ambidextrous charging handle. And we also have, you can see here, a little gas busting property to it where there's a lip on there. So it will catch some of that gas. So when you're running suppressed, you're not going to get as much gas blowback in your face. And this is proprietary to the MCX. There's other charging handles out there from other companies that you guys sell, like Radian and Geisley. Geisley products are phenomenal, by the way. I run a ton of their triggers. But that's the charging handle works great, ambi, and it locks up on steel latches as well. We're going to go over that in a minute, but let's look at the bolt carrier. This is a little floppy doppy here. This is to give you a little bit of tolerance so you're not stressing out your bolt carrier. So there's a little bit of tolerance so it can go in a battery. Also the lugs are tapered. So those that are watching, since this is Brownell's, tapered lugs prolongs the life of the bolt. And the really cool thing about the Virtus is the recoil mitigation. Dual recoil springs. This is how you mitigate recoil with the Virtus. And disassembly is really, really very simple. To take this apart, it's just like a standard AR. It's just like a standard AR. There is a firing pin lock on here, but that's your bolt and bolt carrier. Real easy, clean, which you can see anything more than 5 minutes, you're wasting good beer drinking time. But the real cool thing about the MCX Virtus is the fact that you do not need to change a part on this rifle for 20,000 rounds, guaranteed.
That's a lot of use.
That means extractor springs, that means everything. So we can go 20,000, we guarantee 20,000 rounds without a single part replacement being needed. And talking about parts replacement, that's why I had this guy here. If you take a look here, everything that's black is user serviceable and replaceable. So we have user serviceable feed ramps. You can change your feed ramps out.
Cool.
If you drop your upper receiver onto the ground and smash your forward assist and deflector, that means your upper is dead in 9 times out of 10. Not with us. That's 2 torque screws, and you can remove that and change that out. And if you wanted to run a slick side deflector, like on the Rattler, you could run that on an MCX as well. The other cool thing you'll notice is what is that? That is a cam path insert. So all AR-15s, no matter what breed of stock they are, all have a few things going for them. They're aluminum upper receivers, and they all have steel bolt carriers.
Okay, cool. Now, while we're talking about aluminum, are these 6061 or 7075?
7075.
7075.
7075.
Cool. So that's good stuff.
So we run steel cam path, or steel cam pin, and we put a steel cam path insert, so you ride steel on steel without having to worry about wearing down your upper receiver. Because that is a common thing after a lot of heavy usage is cam path wear. You start wearing out a channel in your upper receiver. Yeah. And the other thing too is if you look here, it's kind of hard to see. Hopefully you can zoom in on her. Is the actual upper receiver where the charging handle locks up onto? It's actually steel. Instead of it riding on aluminum, it locks on steel, so you'll never wear these latch pins out. There's stainless steel latch pins. They'll be there for life, really. But they are user serviceable if you needed to change it. Then that's how we got to 100,000 rounds without any failures, is because we have user serviceable parts.
Sweet, sweet.
Sweet
now,
stuff. And the Rattler, this is a little bit more proprietary design. Do we have any questions?
Yes,
Sure.
We've got Norm. Where are barrel kits going to be? When are barrel kits going to be available for the MCX? And are Virtus Gen 2 barrels fully compatible with Gen 1 MCX?
So if you buy a barrel from Sig Sauer, we're going to give you a couple things in the box. We're going to give you the tapered lug bolt, which I just put somewhere, right here. So we're going to give you this bolt in the box. So no matter what Gen MCX you have, if you have an MCX Virtus, you need a tapered lug. And we're going to give you that bolt to be backwards compatible with Gen 1 MCXs. So yes, they will work. Out of the box, you're good to go.
Awesome.
Yep. Any other questions on that?
No, sir.
We'll talk about the MCX uppers are available too. So you can buy an upper receiver group as a whole upper, as a non-NFA 16-inch upper or a pistol upper. And what you get in the box on that is really cool. I'm going to do some stuff real here. Let me just clean the table off.
Put it on.
Sorry, I know these are gauge parts, but so what's really cool is when you buy an MCX upper, you get a completely built upper receiver, but we're also going to give you some cool stuff on it. We're going to give you a Matchlight Duo trigger, which is a 2-stage awesome match grade trigger, and we're also going to give you this receiver extension tube, this receiver extension plug here. And what this little guy is this screws into your standard M4 lower receiver. So those out there that have already SBR'd or have full auto lowers and you want to run an MCX, you can. This installs on any M4 mil-spec M4 lower receiver, auto or semi. So you can take advantage of the 1913 interface with the stock, and you can run it on your favorite gun. And if you have a stock that you like, this isn't Obamacare, you can keep your stock. You know. So we have a foldable knuckle that's with a mil-spec tube. So we have tons of stock options for the MCX for SBRs and for standard length Title I stuff. But there's so many options out there, and there's other aftermarket companies out there making some great parts that are available at brownells.com.
What about the Rattler?
Rattler.
What's the dirt on that dude right there?
This little guy here, there's a great story on the Rattler. So just so you guys can, I'll let you guys zoom in on that so you can see the difference of the Rattler in comparison to the MCX Virtus. So the Rattler's got a unique story. The Rattler was developed not by one of our gun nerd engineers. This was actually developed by one of our, we have a team called Special Weapons Development Group. The Duggernaut, his name's Doug. We call him the Duggernaut. If you ever met him, you'd call him the Duggernaut too. He's an awesome guy. He looks like a ruthless dude. He's the lead singer in a metal band. But in his free time, he comes up with really cool stuff like this. He developed this little guy basically on his own time. He proved that he could do a 5-inch 300 blackout and have it run reliably and lock back with subsonic ammo without a can, which is pretty amazing. So this is a 300 blackout version. This is proprietary though. So this rail will not fit on an MCX rail, be it a Virtus or a Gen 1. This is only for Rattler. We are going to have this available in 5.56. The 5.56 one at this time will not be able to be run suppressed because it's 5 inches. And how much do you hate your can? I mean.
They'll pop a can pretty bad.
But a 5-inch 300 blackout, no big deal. that's easy day for us. We run 6 3/4 inch for tens of thousands of rounds. And this guy here will run for many tens of thousands of rounds as well. And you can run it with the 2 positions, suppressed or unsuppressed. And you can buy the Rattler upper. The Rattler upper will come with everything I mentioned, Matchlight Duo, this little guy, the receiver extension plugs if you wanted to run this on an M4, but this will drop on an MCX as well. And look at this, isn't that cool, little compact, isn't it cute? And the Romeo 3 on top of it by Sig Electro Optics is a perfect complement with this particular system, or any of our optics for that matter, any of our red dots. I'm a big fan of this little guy, and this is a pistol. This we sell as a pistol and as an SBR, but this has the SB Tactical MPX style retractable stock on here. Sorry, retractable brace. Sorry, retractable brace. I know they're watching. Sorry, guys. Retractable brace.
What's the length of pull on that?
You know, I'm not sure exactly length of pull. Somebody, I'm sure from SB will tune in and say exactly what length of pull is. Sorry, I forgot that off the top of my head, Jeff. But yeah, this gun, it's got QD mounts as well, and steel QD mounts built into the rails as well. And that's Rattler. Any questions on the Rattler?
Let's see here. We've got Norm who wants to know when the MCX barrels are going to be available.
Well, they are shipping. We're changing packaging, but they are out. They are out and about, so that you can find them.
So you'll be seeing them here at Brownells and Sig Sauer and all.
But you'll be seeing them on Brownell's website very soon. Yes. Sorry, just want to clear that off the table.
All right, Tyler Miller. Do you still make parts for the 5.56 SWAT Classic?
Yes. So the 5.56 was discontinued, but we have numerous international contracts for it, so we obviously will still support the weapon system.
Cool.
You just have to call our customer service line and talk to them, and they'll take care of your parts needs.
All right. Lewis wants to know, why does it need a steel insert in the receiver?
Why does it need a steel insert in the receiver? For the simple reason of high round count wear. So when your cam pin starts wearing going in and out, especially in auto, you will wear out a path inside your upper receiver because it's a steel cam pin wearing out aluminum. I'm not a metallurgist, but pretty sure steel beats aluminum. So that's why we put that in there. It's just to prolong the lifespan of the upper receiver. The upper will last forever because you can change barrels. So you can change barrels out to 300 blackout and 5.56 at will. So if you shoot a barrel out, you'll never shoot the upper receiver out. It'll last forever. I mean, if you can shoot an upper receiver out and you can afford it, you can afford another MCX, right? Right.
Okay, Brian, what is the best opinion on best Romeo sight for the MCX in either patrol or 9-inch blackout suppressed?
I run the Romeo 4T myself. I'm a huge fan of the Romeo 4T. I got 4 reticle options, whether you buy H, S, or T. H means hunter, S is solar, T is tactical. The tactical is a machine 7075 housing, and it has solar power and battery power. And I believe that's 6. Ah, there we go. How about that? My lovely assistant Gabe informed me we have one in FDE right here. So this little guy here, you have out of the box, you have caps, bikini caps, you have clear caps. This is an aim-point mount compatible optic as well. You get 4 reticle options. Either you get a circle dot, a straight dot, circle dot, and a circle dot with holdovers, or a plex with holdovers, and circle plex, so like an EOTech style reticle. So you have 8 different reticle options and 2 different optics. So you really can do whatever, you can do a lot with this. It takes a 2032 battery side mount, hold both buttons down to change your reticle, to change reticles out. In conjunction with our our Juliet 4 magnifier, you really take advantage of those ballistic holdovers. And it comes with FDE, flash kill, and a low rise mount as well for AK and shotgun mounts for shotgunners and AK guys out there. This optic is phenomenal. It's bulletproof. I've been running it since they came out. Haven't had any issues with them. It kind of couples off the Romeo 4M, which is the mill grade one that we had about a year and a half ago. Those are extremely well. Those are still running on my guns too, but I'm just running the T's because I haven't replaced the battery yet, which is awesome.
And those have a lifetime guarantee as well.
Lifetime warranty on the housing and 5 years on the electronics.
Cool.
And you're not going to kill this housing.
No. Now, speaking of AKs, will there be a 7.62x39 MCX barrel?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, there will be. Just don't ask me when.
Yeah. No, don't know. I know nothing.
Yes, we will have a 7.62x39 as we introduced it in 7.6. We told people it'll be in 7.62 by 39. For those that own different variants of AR, AK, mutant types, it's really hard to get magazines to run reliably.
They're
for
a pain. I know
they
all
are.
about it.
So that's our biggest hiccup right now is finding magazines. But we have prototypes. We have some out in the wild actually that we're running. So there's some out there that SOCOM's running. So they're out there. We'll have some commercially available soon.
Yep.
When we can get them to run reliably with magazines that are available out in the market.
Cool. Let's see what's next.
Yeah, what you got?
And Lewis wants to know, does the steel inserts come on the 516, 716, M400, and MPX?
The steel inserts on the...
So like these inserts right here?
No,
just
on
just
MCX and MPX. The steel insert, cam path insert, is just on MPX and MCX. Not on 516, 716, or M400 platforms. Sorry.
Cool.
What else we got?
Let's see.
We going to go to the bell of the ball now?
Yeah, well, we got one right here.
Okay.
Go back to pistols.
Sure.
When will P320 subcompact be available? I thought they're already out.
Yeah, you answered your own question.
Yep, cool.
They're shipping in mass. You probably have them on stock.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, and let's see here. What about the Romeo 1, the new rugged housing for the Romeo 1?
Yeah, I'm really excited about the new rugged housing on the Romeo 1. Calling it the Romeo 1T, like the Romeo 4T. It's basically a steel shroud that goes over Romeo 1. So if you have your Romeo 1 here, it's basically like a roll cage for your red dot.
Sweet.
It's pretty awesome, and you can rack it as hard as you want off any hard surface subject. It's not going to affect the housing. It's designed for extreme use.
Cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Well, how about we hit the most important thing?
Yeah, let's talk about what we came.
What has caused controversy and comments and everything?
Controversy, comments, and all of the above. The P365. Bring more every day. This little guy here is a striker-fired 9mm that holds 10+1. Seriously.
Dang, that's a lot of rounds.
I know, for such a little gun. So just to show you size comparison, that fits in the palm of my hand, or disappears. Which hand is it in? Who knows? Some of the cool features and benefits on this, night sights come standard on it. The sights that are on this actually are our Sig Light night sights. They are all shipping now with the X-Ray 3 night sights that we introduced on Legion. Those are coming out on all of the 365s going forward. We give you 2 mags out of the box. We give you an Extendo 10-round extended mag, and you have a flush fit mag. And I'm going to put this down here so you can see the gun actually started from the magazine. And this is how the taper works on the magazine. So right there, is that good? Perfect. So and here's a 12-rounder as well. And I'll put that in the gun later. But just like with the A10 Warthog, we designed the magazine first and then the gun around the mag. And you can see how the stagger system works to how it goes wider at the base from a double stack and then tapers up to a single stack, which makes it real nice when you're grabbing it because you have real good purchase on your pinky and ring finger, but it slims up right where you need it most, where your middle finger and thumb start getting around the grip. And even with my monster-sized hands, this gun is really nice to shoot because of how high it sits up in my hand. A lot of people look at the pictures and they say, but my bore axis, which is my favorite thing to hear people complain about. My bore axis is so hot on that. Actually, our bore axis is lower than a Glock 43 or a Smith or anyone for that matter because of the relation to where the trigger is to the slide. And look how high up we have an undercut here underneath the trigger guard and the back strap here, the relief here on the back strap. This allows for nice high purchase and a nice grip here. Even with my sausage fingers, this fits me perfectly. And with the 10-round extended that comes with the gun, I can carry this all day. And if I need something a little bit more, with a little more purchase, the 12-round really changes the entire look, dynamic, and feel of that gun. I mean, it really good. I can get all my fingers on this gun now, even in your hands. Check it out. You can feel with the 12-round mag. Just don't close the slide because the top round's glued. But you can see how it fits your hand, so much better. And these mags are shipping now. And are out. But let's talk about the gun itself. So it comes out of the box. You get 2 metal mags, 10-round flush, 10-round extended, night sights, forward and rear serrations because that's what everybody likes and we listen to our customers. Just saying. Loaded chamber indicator as well on here. The only thing this shares with the 320 is the safety system. This is not a 320 Redux. This is not a 290. This is a 365. This is its own animal. The only thing it shares with the 320 is that it's striker fired 9mm and the 3-point takedown system. So the magazine has to be out. The slide has to be locked to the rear to disassemble this, hopefully. And that's how you disassemble it. Unlike the 320, it is not user serviceable to take the chassis out. It can be removed, and I do want to zoom in on this so you guys can see just how this works. For recoil mitigation and just overall awesomeness of feeling of shooting, we have almost a full-length rail in here. So, and there's lugs built into the grip module itself that you can see on the one that doesn't have a receiver in it. These lugs that are built in to help with recoil mitigation. So we have the shooter in mind. We want people to enjoy shooting this gun, but we also want people to be safe. And you can notice what drops, shear drops when you move your takedown lever. But the full-length rails on here, all steel. This is a solid piece of stainless steel in here. This is armor level to remove. There is a C-clip. There is a punch pin here, but you don't need to remove this, and you clean this just like you would a classic line pistol. Anything more than 5 minutes is just wasting good beer drinking time. So let's talk about one of the common things we have happen in the field, whereas if you do this and then you don't have spring tension, you can't put your slide back on. It's in the manual, if you can imagine that.
Page 3?
Page 3. And all you have to do is lift up on the slide catch lever and push down on your takedown lever, and that'll give you spring tension again to allow you to put your slide back on. So real simple to disassemble and clean, maintain. It's awesome to shoot. We've got some cool stuff coming out. Unlike the 320 grip module laser, this is a grip module with a laser attached. The laser snaps on, but it looks so clean. It looks like it's part of the grip module. It's actually not. We'll have a 100 lumen white light, and we have red and green lasers from our Sig Electro Optics division. And now you get to hear the two things. Game changer, because you get 10+1 in a micro compact, and proprietary. In the same
that's
sentence.
it right there.
In the same sentence. So yes, we have a proprietary rail. And my joke that I like to use, but is why would I put 1913 technology on a 2018 gun? But then somebody from Brownell's crowd will say, but mil standard 1913 was adapted in the 80s. Like, we understand, it's a joke, it's play on words. The bottom line is, we got a cool new gun, we've got cool accessories, and mil standard 1913 is actually wider than the entire gun. The gun is 1 inch wide. It sits very low, it's very easy. Please show it in your hands, because my hands are monster hands compared to, let you guys zoom in on his hands. But it's real concealable, easy to carry. Every shoot we've brought it to so far, whether you're a first time shooter, experienced shooter, just getting into concealed carry. One of the biggest problems with micro compacts is they're snappy, real snappy to shoot, regardless of caliber. So we took that into consideration, and that's why we have a great recoil mitigation system in this, and it feels awesome to shoot. And there's a maintenance schedule. We want you to shoot it. We really do. And the other thing it shares with 320 for the lefties out there, you get 360-degree texture, and you can change to a left-handed magazine release with just a paper clip.
Cool.
Very cool.
Now, I know that somebody will ask, when is this going to be available in 40 and 380?
So our tagline is bring more every day. So we don't want to bring less, so we're not doing a 380. So for the two people that are out there fat fingering right now, type in, no, we're not making this in 40, and no, we're not making it in 10mm. So that's not a thing, it's not happening. Bring more every day. So 380 would be bringing less, and 10 mil would be just bringing ridiculous. So we're just going to be awesome with 9 mil because 9 mil is a commodity around. There's so much of it out there. And bring more every day, 10+1. Yeah. The 365, it's shipping in mass. Let's talk about that a little because, sorry, we're just, it's okay.
Oh,
we
yeah,
get close. We bonded.
we bros.
But the 365, we knew it was going to be extremely popular. We're building and shipping every day, but we're ramping up to build and ship even more, and that takes time. However, we are shipping every single day. We have multiple shifts working, so we've got tons of guys working on this nonstop. So we're going to be cranking out more and more. We're getting I can't throw numbers out really because I'm not really sure, but we're cranking out a ton, and we're not stopping. We have 2 to 3 shifts depending on machining, shipping, packing, shooting. So we're building these and shipping these every single day. So we're building them. I know you haven't seen them a lot at your LGS, your local gun store. Brownells has got a laundry list for pre-orders, which is awesome, and it's absolutely fantastic. And we're trying to build to meet that demand. And yeah, we had some hiccups in the beginning. Let's talk about that.
Everything happens.
You know, we're introducing a new mechanical object, and no matter what happens with all the checks and balances, stuff happens. You know, things happen. It's a mechanical object with human error introduced, and we addressed it. We had some failed battery issues. A lot of it was shooter induced. But we fixed it with a better recoil spring in there, and that's it. There was only like a couple, like
over and done,
a couple hundred. It was a new gun, and sorry, it happens, but it's mechanical. You know, John Deere's going to make a bad tractor today. We're going to make a bad gun today. It's just a matter of, it's just fact of life. I mean, no matter how many checks and balances you have, a spring could break in transit or something. So I mean, it happens. But where we pride ourselves on is taking care of it and addressing it and getting out in front of it. So we really pride ourselves on our customer service, because it's a service after the sale that counts.
Cool. Roger wants to know, when will the laser unit be available for the 365?
Within probably right after NRA time. These are some of the final prototypes. So my electro-optics guys watching, feel free to chime in when exactly these will be shipping. I believe it was $239 for green and $199 for red MSRP as well. And we'll also have a 100 lumen white light available as well for this gun.
Cool. What about a manual safety on the 365?
Already done. It's already cut. It's already done. We already have. I don't have one with me that has a cutout for it, but we already have that ready to go for Mass compliance state, Massachusetts compliancy, and just for those that want the added benefit of a safety for those that feel they need it, we have one coming.
Cool. By
mid-year.
All right, let's see.
We have holsters already out from Black Point Tactical. Alex and Ryan holsters as well. Makes a great holster. X-Carry, if you're looking for X-Carry holster, it's awesome. X-Carry, Alex and Ryan makes the best, my favorite X-Carry holster. Someone asked about that. But Black Point Tactical for inside the waistband, outside the waistband, we've got left and right-handed already available. They're on your site now. So those are out. We're working with holster manufacturers as well, getting them blue guns and CAD drawings. So there's a litany of 365 holsters already out in the market today, and we'll be working with them as well to incorporate the laser and white light systems.
Cool. We got one here. Ermi wants to know, let me get it back here. With 1 pound heavier recoil spring being put in the latest released 365s cause recoil to be more or less, or will it affect it at all?
It won't affect it at all. I've shot a couple thousand with the new and didn't really feel a difference.
Cool.
Couldn't really feel a difference. Just like with 1911s, if you don't, with any micro compact, for that matter, if you don't really get a good grip on it, you're going to get some failed battery issues. But a lot of people, when they ride thumbs forward, were driving their thumbs into the slide, and that was causing some issues. I mean, that's just operator error, but but it won't affect how the perceived felt recoil is, because they're already shipping. We haven't heard any complaints yet, and they've been shipping for a while.
Cool. Now let's see, Ryan, any new products from Legion other than the RX models? Or RX Legion slides available for non-RX models?
Yes. So you can buy a Legion RX caliber exchange kit. You can buy a caliber exchange kit with an RX mounted on it as well. There's one right behind me. And you can buy it for $320 as well. And what's new in Legion, we have 220 10 millimeter, 220 single action only, and we'll have a carry as well.
Okay. All right. Anybody got any just general SIG questions? We're right here with the man. He will answer it right.
If it's got a serial number on it, I'm your Huckleberry or Tackleberry. Depends.
And let's see here. Lewis wants to know what happened to the SIG 556X.
It was phased out because of the MCX 516, 716, M400. The 556 series, when I first started at SIG, almost 11 years ago next month, we were just starting to test the 556 and bring that to market. It's just evolution. It's innovate or die in this industry. And we're trying to constantly innovate. And the XI is a great platform. We sold a lot of them domestically and international contracts as well, but we just evolved. And we continue to evolve. But I'll tell you this much, the Virtus is going to stay the same for a few years. I can tell you that much. We put a lot of R&D into the MCX, and we've learned a lot from a lot of the tenders we were a part of. That's how we got tapered lug and a lot of other things that you see in the MCX Virtus, and that's how we can get to 20,000 rounds without a part replacement. And after 20,000 rounds, the gun's still going to run fine. You're just going to have to replace some small parts.
Nice. Let's see here. When will the Rattlers be shipping?
Shipping.
They're already
Already
headed out the
The only thing
door.
that's not shipping from Rattler are uppers. And that's very short. That's within the next month and a half, 4 weeks tops. We're just packaging, waiting on the finalized packaging. That's it.
Nice.
We're done.
Let's see. Any plans for a Sig bolt gun?
Never count us out. Never count us out. Why not a machine gun too? Hell yeah. Wolverines.
Let's see here. Will there be a flat trigger option for the 365?
You know, I don't know. That's a great question.
Bruce Gray, are you watching?
Bruce Gray? I know Bruce is watching. Bruce and Phil Strader, who's our pistol product manager for 365. Not at the current moment, but you know, I haven't seen one, or development of one might be in the Skunk Works area, so I'll find out when I get back. Great question.
Nice. Personal question, 210.
Yes.
To me, that's the most awesome Sig handgun made. I mean, that's the top of the line for me.
Elegance.
And what do you think about those?
I think it's excellence and elegance. It's one of the most accurate semi-automatic 9mm ever devised, in my personal opinion. And from shooting them, and from Swiss to German to U.S. made, the things that we've changed on the U.S. one, it'll run on any type of ammunition. So you can run hollow points now, wad cutters. You can run ball ammo, not finicky on any type of ammo. So it's really an amazing gun. I absolutely love the 210. We'll have a carry version coming out this year as well. So with an ambi safety, 1911 style safety. So we get some cool stuff. Drop a threaded barrel in, put a can on it. Really piss off some Germans. Hell yeah.
All right, let's see here. The clear frame up here.
Not for sale. We've already been over this. Next.
Yep, that is just a demo frame. That's just to show how this operates.
Is just a demonstration, like a cutaway, like these guys here. I made these in my basement, but you know, these cutaways. Thank you, Ross, for helping with these. If you're watching, these clear versions and these cutaways just go to illustrate how we did what we did. They're just for show or point of purchase display.
Sort of like the HK VP9, the clear frame. Don't shoot it. It's just demonstration.
I can't speak for them. I can speak for us, and I know ours. We use a glass reinforced polymer, and I'd like to see somebody try this with a G-lock. So you can put this on a table and put all your weight on it. It ain't gonna break. I mean, you do that with. I did that at an agency demo and snapped my G19 frame in two. So you can put. I'm 300 pounds. I'm putting all my weight on this right now, and it ain't even flexing. So try that with a G-lock. Try that with a Smith, and come back to me. Miss me with that.
Let's see here. How about, what's the latest on the 308 version of the MCX?
Good question. That's called the MR, and not on the table for right now. We got 716 Gen 2 and 308.
Those are awesome. And
716 Gen 2 6.5 Creed will be starting shipping soon.
I shot that at Sig's Range Day. Smooth Trigger Jim was out there running
that.
Yeah,
that's my boy Jim Hadley.
Yeah, Jim's cool. What's up? All right. Does Sig have any plans for retro rifles?
No, now that's that was planned by Brownells, folks. Yeah, I would define retro. Everything's so new to us. Like retro's like MCX Gen 1. Like, what's retro? So not at the current moment. Nice plant question.
All right, let's see. Any other questions? Any comments? We've got it all right here for you before we wrap everything up.
If you're looking for, if anybody's looking for aftermarket rails for the Rattler, we're not going to be making any, but Midwest Industries through Brownells, I'm sure, I know you guys sell their stuff, has a longer and a wider rail for those that want to run a can underneath it. So again, that's about it really.
Cool.
Go
Let's
on to
see.
Brownells.com.
Good option for trigger for P320 replacement. Either, I like Bruce Gray's setup. I tried that. That's awesome right there. Apex Tactical does a setup as well. I haven't used that.
I've run an Apex. I'm not bad. I'm not saying anything bad. I take Bruce Gray 10-1 over an Apex, just because we sell Apex at the pro shop, Sig Sauer Academy pro shop. I put one in. I actually installed my regular curve trigger back in because I thought it felt better. I think there's something with her polishing or whatnot. But Bruce's triggers are just phenomenal, though. Right out of the gate, when you put them in, it just feels like glass. So if I had a preference, I'd say Bruce Gray all day. Cool.
And let's see here. Any plans to sell the X5 frame in a compact?
Eventually, it'll be a carry, the X carry, just like this gun here, this size here, the X carry grip frame. I'll show what it looks like in comparison to the full size. So all this is just, again, this is just a bandsaw. Beep. That's all it is. Very simple.
I've done that. I've cut the front end off.
That's how we came up with the carry. The carry gun was devised from a law enforcement requirement, or just asking one of our academy instructors, hey, we want the capacity of the full size, but with a compact slide. Like, let's go to the bandsaw. Shoot, he cut it down. Scott Kennison cut it down, and that devised that. And then we had carry. The carry was born. And these X grips are really cool. It's really hard to show, but you saw the mag funnel that can go on the bottom. There's also, you can have a tungsten weight in here for counterweight as well. So there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with 320s. There's over a lot of different color combos, and now you can really do whatever color you want with Stormtrooper white and dye it however you like and go all robot chicken on it.
Cool. Well, before we wrap everything up, anything else you want to cover, go over?
Oh, there's so much. So little
We
time.
can go way down
we can go
in there.
down. We just stayed pretty high level hit points, but we can go as far down the rabbit hole as you want. What I like to see from the viewers here is, what would you like to see next? You know?
What do you want? What do you want us to do?
Yeah, what do you want us to cover next? And we'll be happy to do it for you. Happy to do it for you. And if anyone says mosquito, you're going to be banned. Banned. Shadow banned.
All right, folks. Well, I believe that's got it. Thank you for watching. And we appreciate you watching us and everything. And you can watch this later on at facebook.com and as well on YouTube. You can see the whole broadcast here. And thanks for watching.
Thank you.